Hi there, how are you going? I love beeswax, so I thought I'd discuss where beeswax comes from today. We've had loads of bees buzzing around on our blossoms, any flowers. You can't ignore the bees. It's because my neighbour Pete has a few beehives, and he's been kind enough to help me learn more about it, and I thought I would share that with you. As candle makers, we're familiar with the foundation sheets. I've talked to a few of you. Foundation sheets make the foundation of the beehive. So we can roll these into candles. We've got some videos on that, but I wanted to show you today how they're actually used in the hive. When these beeswax sheets are rolled out into flat pieces, they're actually stamped with a pattern that's imitated on each side, about 50% offset, and that actually mimics nature. I found that fascinating. When you look through these pieces, it's different one side to the other, and that is exactly how the bees make their hives strong. Now, to control that in the hive, this is put onto a frame, and you can see the frame has got little hanging spaces. That hangs in the white boxes that you see out in the fields. These are generally moved to areas where it's not being aerial sprayed, so you could almost call this organic. It's as close to nature, fertilizer and pesticide free. So there's the beehive ready to go. You can see the foundation sheet sitting there, and that's why they're that size, because they've got to fit into the hive. Okay, now what the bees are going to do is build a hive on each side of it, because remember, the pattern is exactly what they're wanting and asking for. So this one's had its honey spun out of it. The bees, you can see, if I keep that still now, you can see that the bees have made a perfect hive mimicking the shape of the foundation sheet. It's absolutely perfect. They've filled it with honey, then the honey has been spun out of it in by centrifugal forces. So the honey's out of it, and I'm going to show you what they do next with it. This is where we get the majority of our beeswax from. We cut this off and then replace it with a new foundation sheet. So I'll just show you. It seems a shame to waste this beautiful hive, so what I've done is kept a few pieces to show my students. If I cut a square out between the wires, I can pop that into, look at that, that's perfect from nature. I'll pop it into there so that my students can see that when they come out for classes. So all I'm doing is cutting down the stabilizing wires, push it out, and then I'll melt this down. And beeswax does make the most awesome candles. It has a long burn time. I'll just move these things out of the way. It has a long burn time, a high melt temperature. It works beautifully in moulds, works beautifully in glass. It's just an all-round perfect natural product. So if you want some natural candles, you can't go past beeswax. If you're lucky enough to ever watch this, take the opportunity, because it's just wonderful. So there you go. We're going to now melt that down. I've got quite a lot of them to do, so we'll melt that down. Okay, so here we go. I've only got one more to do. Look at the pile I've got. That'll be fabulous tomorrow in the pots. Just comes away so nicely. All that work that the bees have put in. Here we go. So this is the last one. When these are all out, there'll be time to melt them down. Return these ones with a new foundation sheet back to the hive, and the cycle starts again. Thanks for watching. I love beeswax. So you can get your natural beeswax from candlemaking.com.au. All the best. Bye for now.